Hello and welcome to the LCTV News. I'm Medina Sehi. In this edition of LCTV News, New Art Collective, Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service, Sit Down with Orlando Concepcion, and more. Earlier this week, a new art collective organization was announced. It is called Galleries at Lynn Arts, also known as GALA, and is a non-profit arts-based collective located on Exchange Street. Annette Sykes is the founder of GALA, and she launched the organization due to a need in expanding the art scene in Lynn. One of GALA's missions is to provide a space for emerging artists as well as established artists to display their work. Sykes says that we need to use this space to maintain the spirit of Lynn Arts and its history of creativity. And what began as just a simple idea turned into a movement of multi-talented individuals who came together to establish GALA, not only as an organization to showcase art, but to also bring individuals together who have experience in marketing, education, graphic design, and business management. GALA will showcase their art in the main gallery of Lynn Arts as well as a smaller community gallery. The space will also be available for event rentals, meetings, and parties. Doris Dervis celebrated her 117th birthday on December 30th at Knights of Pythias. It was a joyful celebration with friends and family filled with dancing and performances. The group sang happy birthday to her. The highlight of the birthday was Doris's granddaughter getting her up from her wheelchair to dance. We here at Lynn Community Television wish Doris another healthy year of life. Lynn Community Health Center has been selected as one of 7 Massachusetts community health centers to participate in a pilot teledermatology that is aimed to increase access to dermatology in communities that are under-resourced. In this pilot program, the Community Health Center collaborates with 3 derm systems to help give primary care providers high-resolution imaging devices. These devices have the ability to take 2D and 3D images. About 300 Lynners were able to be treated without going to see a specialist. Approximately 50% of the program ruled out the possibility of an in-person appointment. During a special council meeting on January 23rd, the Lynn City Council, in a unanimous vote, approved a petition for a new dental clinic on Lynn Way. The clinic will replace what used to be the sports center. One concern for the approval of this clinic was its proximity to the marijuana dispensary. LCTV will keep you up to date with any new developments with the approval of this clinic. The Lynn City Council has requested a proposal to release an RFP on the former Thurgood Marshall Middle School building. This comes after city officials began to sell the building to continue its effort to turn the property into an affordable senior housing. B'nai B'rith Housing, East Boston Community Development Incorporation, and New Lynn Coalition are the 3 developers that are interested in the property. City officials hope that developers who seek to transform the property to affordable senior housing do so with a mixture that includes a 20% market rate and 80% affordable, as well as 55+ senior housing. The Lynn School Committee has the final say on the purchase of the property. Pathways Incorporated has been rated as one of the top programs in Massachusetts after receiving their performance report from 2018. The report was provided by DESE Adult Community Learning Services. Pathways' target for their ABE classes was set at 29% for fiscal year 2018, and 64.4% of the Pathways ABE student exceeded the target by 219%. Congratulations to everyone at Pathway Incorporations. Also, congratulations to the Cultural Latina Dance Academy elite team who finished in 2nd and 3rd place at the World Salsa Summit. The boys freestyle team finished in 2nd place, with the Salsa Small team finished in 3rd. An investigation is underway by the Lynn Police after a 2-street robbery Tuesday night. According to Lynn Police Lieutenant Michael Kimmick, a 33-year-old Lynn woman, was walking behind Center Street around 6:30 p.m. when she was approached by a man who pushed her to the ground and took $100 from her purse. A 22-year-old Lynn man who was walking on Elm Street after 8:30 p.m. was hit from behind and knocked down. The suspect told the man to hand over his belongings and took off with the man's cell phone, cash, and coat. No arrests have been made, and the incidents are under investigation. Lynn police are also looking for a man who broke into a Boston Street restaurant Sunday morning. The break-in occurred overnight. The suspect broke the glass to get into the restaurant and stole cash, according to Lieutenant Michael Kimmick. If you have any information about this incident, please contact the Lynn Police. The Winter Farmers Market took place at the Salvation Army in Lynn, and LCTV was on the scene.
Food Project's Winter Farmers Market took place this past Saturday at the Lynn Salvation Army, giving residents the opportunity to stock up on produce.
So we have our summer market in Central Square, July through October, and then this winter market is actually so people can use their HIP benefit.
This farmers market is intended for residents to use their KIP benefits before it runs out.
HIP ends in the month of February, so we're running a December, January, and February market, just 3 times this winter.
Since the first winter's farmers market in December, the attendance for these farmers market has increased.
Turnout's been great. So in December we had about 400 people, and we expect between 300 and 600 people today and at our February market.
Many residents use the farmers market as a means to get fresh produce for the winter.
Having a market here in the city makes it so that people can get out and use those benefits, and it's a great time to socialize with other people. Also, the vegetables are all local and really fresh and delicious. So.
The Community Minority Cultural Center held its 33rd annual Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast this past Monday at the Knights of Columbus, and LCTV was on the scene.
I'd like to welcome you all to the 33rd annual Dr. Martin Luther King Breakfast Celebration.
That voting rights for every American was something that really was the focal point for that time and place. And it tells the story of the fight and then the final passage of the 1965 Voting Rights Act.
Why are we here this morning? We are here in celebration of a great man, one of the world's most significant leaders. Yes, if I may be so bold, there is another reason.
I hear y'all over here. Y'all feel good over here? Feel great. Okay, well, we're about to give you some soul today. I know it's early, but it's never too early to have a little bit of soul in your heart, right?
When the night
To watch the full ceremony, visit lyntv.org or the LCTV YouTube channel. The Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service took place at the Lynn Tech Fieldhouse, and LCTV was on the scene.
Welcome everyone to the 8th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service. My name is Josh Goodwin, the president of the Lynn Community Association. I've been involved with this incredible service day for the past 5 years. Historically, this has been an influential day of service for the community members of Lynn and the North Shore, filled with diverse service projects and discussions, and today promises to be no different.
I'm thrilled so many of you are out here this morning on an incredibly cold day, by far the coldest of the year. It's also a morning that comes after a very important night. How many of you watched the Pats game?
We had a chance to show on Friday night the movie Selma. I don't know if many here have seen the movie Selma. It played in the Lynn Auditorium on Friday night, and it speaks to the fight to make sure that every person in this country had the right to vote, and it led to the Civil Rights, to the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
Even in the same school system, we don't have equality. That race still divides us right here at home.
And let me tell you, it is an absolute pleasure to be here with you this morning. I feel privileged to address you.
When I was down at the museum with John Lewis, I saw the mugshots on the wall of the Freedom Riders. Many of them African Americans, like John Lewis, who truly risked their lives every time they stood up to protest.
Folks here, I want to thank you all for pulling together this incredible day of service. This is the sort of thing that really reflects what this community is all about, and I'm so proud to be a part of it.
The commitment to public service was ingrained in me from an early age by the example set by my father, who served in the Massachusetts legislature for 28 years.
And we're working with Beach Sisters to spread the message about marine life and how pollution gets into the ocean and how we can help clean up the environment in Lynn. So come join us and help us out.
We're at Lynn Tech on Martin Luther King Day. We're writing letters to the veterans. I'm here with these young fellas, just trying to do some service on behalf of of continuing the work that he started or that he continued for its long-lasting work.
Today we are making Valentines for veterans here at Lynn Tech, and our side of the table is making Valentines for veterans, but there's also cards being made for the elderly today, and we're just happy to give back.
Now for the sports update. The Lynn English boys basketball team remained undefeated in the Northeastern Conference after a 40-point victory over Saugus last night. The Bulldogs were led by Jarnell Guzman, who finished the game with 18 points, and Justin Fitzpatrick had 17 points for the Bulldogs. Congratulations to Lynn English High senior Alonzo Linton, who scored his 1,000th career point Tuesday night against Swampscott. Linton finished the game with 17 points and 9 rebounds in an 89-49 victory. With the victory, the Bulldogs clinched a spot in the state tournament. Jarnell Guzman led all scorers with 25 points. The Bulldogs as a team made 16 three-pointers for the game. Earlier this week, the Bulldogs defeated St. John's Prep 78-72 at Cathedral High in the BABC Slades Basketball Classic. The Bulldogs were led by Linton, who led all scorers with 26 points. Next up for the Bulldogs is a road game against defending state champions Mansfield this Sunday. The Lynn English Lady Bulldogs have now dropped 5 games in a row after a 48-24 loss to Swampscott Tuesday night at Paul Cavanaugh Fieldhouse and a 44-29 loss to Saugus last night. Bulldogs hope to get back on the winning ways as they host Revere on Wednesday. The Lynn Tech boys basketball team got a much-needed win against Chelsea on Tuesday night. Amari Gaston hit a three-pointer at the buzzer to give the Tigers a 64-61 victory. The Tigers were led by their front court. Robert Wallace had 19 points and 10 rebounds. Bubba Cisse finished the game with 15 points and 9 rebounds, and Qasim Abelard had a double-double with 10 points and 14 rebounds. Next up for the Tigers is a matchup with Essex Tech Friday night. Lynn Tech's Lady Tigers came away with a 9-point victory over Chelsea Tuesday night. The Tigers were led by Ariana Anaya, who finished the game with 28 points. Alondra Sanchez also contributed with 16 points. The Tigers take on Kip Academy on Tuesday. St. Mary's boy basketball team remained undefeated after their 81-43 victory over Burke Monday night at Cathedral High. The Spartans were led by Jalen Echeverria, who finished the game with 23 points. Next up for St. Mary's is a matchup with Archbishop William Friday night. Lynn Classical improved to 8-3 after their victory over Saugus Tuesday night. The Rams were led by Jalen Johnson, who finished the game with 20 points. The Rams are home against Gloucester on Friday. On this week's Lynn Lowdown, host Mukala Kabongo sat down with New England youth football tackle Orlando Concepcion.
Welcome to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm your host, Mukala Kabongo, and with me I have Coach O here. We're going to talk about the New England Youth Tackle. They got signups coming up soon, so we're going to catch up with him on how last season went and the future for them. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, how you doing? I'm glad to have us back. Thank you. This year we're coming out Outlaws. We still play the New England Youth Tackle League and other teams, but we have our own signups, different dates. The first one's going to be January 26th. Second one is going to be February 2nd. And the third one, February 21st.
All right, let's talk about New England Youth Tackle because you guys, last year was the inaugural season.
Yes.
It was quite the season, a pretty good turnout. There was a lot happening last year with you guys.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a very interesting year for being the first year. A lot of expectations were met. I think we exceed what we actually set up to do.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty happy to stay, being part of the league. The guys are still doing great work out there. But like I said, this year we branched off. We outlawed. This is my Super Bowl trophy from last year. James Hunt was the head coach for this one.
Yeah.
All the teams from the Outlaws were definitely in the Super Bowl. We did get robbed, but let's not get there.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. But I mean, let's talk about the success that you guys had, because I believe you guys were probably the first youth football league in Lynn to have to mix genders
in the state.
Yeah, to have boys and girls. But you guys had an all-girls team,
right? All-girls team. It was very interesting. My daughter was in the team. She played in Sin City Steelers. They were the ladies. they rock the pink and black. And
Yeah.
it was pretty nice. My daughter is already asking me, "Are we coming back? I'm trying to play again." And so I'm like, "Hey, let's see, let's see what's going on." But last year it was very interesting. I'm actually happy to be part of that beginning year. This year the guys are doing an excellent job.
Yeah.
We actually they got in. Joel got in contact with Rhode Island people. They put in a team that had 173 for tryouts only. So.
Yeah.
Come sign up with the Outlaws because Providence is coming strong. They also got the New Hampshire team. They got a Merrimack Valley team coming from Lawrence, my friend John Correa, my guy from Manchester, Cal Taylor. So it's going to be a good year. They're going to have about 9 teams, so it's going to be very competitive.
It's expanding. It's definitely expanding.
It's definitely expanding. There's teams. I'm not inside of the office part no more, but I know they're calling. Teams are calling every day. They also got the Salem team. So it's going to be interesting this year. It should be good.
How important is that just to have more teams? Because at one point, football participation was kind of down. Not a lot of kids were playing, or not a lot of parents were signing their kids up to play. But now I see the participation is slowly increasing.
I think the new coaches, that coaching the game now, they actually getting these kids more interested because it starts on top. If a parents don't feel too comfortable with the kids being coached by that coach, they're not going to be there. So it starts there. It's all about the work we put in, and then we'll see it come back out, and that's why you see the increase now. Lynn alone is going to fill out 14s for the spring, so that says a lot. But you got to understand, there's 100,000 kids in this city. So if each of us grab, a big amount and teach them the right way, it's going to keep growing.
That's one thing that you guys emphasized, was teaching them the proper ways to play football, the proper ways to tackle, the proper ways to...
For what I hear, this year they're going to have this executive board, and every kid has to go in front of them and teach. They're going to ask them to do certain things from what the coaches are supposed to be coaching from the USA football. For what I hear, it's going to be a very interesting second year.
Yeah, now, for the locations of the games, are you guys going to still be throughout the city?
We're going to be in the city. I know Outlaws are going to be at Barry Park. The other guys are going to be in Tech and East Lynn. I know we will have to travel to New Hampshire. We will have to travel to Providence and to Lawrence.
Okay. Now you guys going to be able to do all that maneuvering. You guys
this
have
year
team
we
bus.
traveling. Yes.
You guys have a team bus, or is it just going to be parents taking the kids?
Well, I know, Coach. I know the Outlaws. We will get a bus. I don't know about how the other teams are doing their own. Everybody's doing their own little ways. I think it's better because that way it shows, who can do why, and go from there.
All right. Now, one of the biggest things was the championship day that you guys had at Manning Field.
Yes.
You guys had a lot
was
going on that
I want to
day.
thank a lot of it would have never happened without the sponsors. There was people there that came from and helped us get this day, assembled. It took a lot of work, a lot of running around.
Yeah.
But it was a great day. You were there.
Yeah.
You should have been there when they stole my game. Like I said, that's a subject that we might have to make a whole show for.
Controversy.
Yes, controversy. I got a lot of that.
All right. Now also with that, how important is it for you guys just to keep expanding? Because I believe, because the kids that you guys have, they do go on. Some of them are going on to play high school football, and just what they get, the skills they get from you guys, they take it to
the next level. The numbers doesn't favor the game. Like you said, numbers go low, numbers go high, numbers keep moving up and down. If we keep doing our work the right way, teaching the kids the right fundamentals, school first, home second, football next, that has to be put into play. And if it doesn't start there, it's going to keep dying. You know, what's good is for you to be a superstar in Pop Warner and you don't play high school football.
Yeah.
What good is for you to be a superstar and you don't have the grades to play high school football?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I know a lot of players out there that I ask them, hey, why you not playing? I don't have the grades.
Yeah.
I'm like, grades, that's the easiest part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to hear that you have to work or something because you got to help out or something. You know, I don't want to hear grades. That's the easy part.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so lastly, before we go, just tell them again the sign-up dates.
So we're going to be at Bruno's Burger on Western Avenue. Let me get this right. January 26th, February 2nd, and February 16th.
Yeah, and what are the age ranges?
We're going from 6 to 15.
All right. So parents, you got children 6 to 15. They're interested in playing football or just want to see how football is going? Just
Team Outlaws.
What he said, Team Outlaws.
All right.
January 26th.
At Bruno's Burgers.
At Bruno's Burgers. So make sure you go check them out. All right. I want to thank Coach O for being here. Brought the championship trophy too. And make sure you support the Lynn Youth Tackle, the Outlaws, all the teams.
All of them. They're all great. We all have, from across the board, everybody is thumbs up.
All right, you guys. It's been the Lynn Lowdown. You guys have a great day. Yo, these things go by so quick.
And now for some upcoming local events. On Saturday, January 26th from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., the Lynn Classical High Lady Rams will be hosting a free basketball clinic for Lynn girls in grades 4 through 8. The purpose of the clinic is to help players at any level improve their basketball skills. The Night of Columbus Free Throw Championship will be taking place this Saturday, January 26th at the Boys and Girls Club. Registration begins at noon and competition begins at 12:30 p.m. This competition is for boys and girls ages 9 to 14. Also, on January 26th, the Wyoma Little League will be hosting a fundraiser at the Gannon Golf Course from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. On Friday, February 1st from 5:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m., the opening reception for galleries and Lynn Arts will take place on Exchange Street. North Shore Community College Upward Bound program is accepting applications for Lynn Public High School students, grades 9 through 11. On Tuesday, February 5th at 6 p.m., LCTV will be broadcasting Mayor McGee's State of the City address live on LCTV's government channel and on the LCTV website. LCTV's next Paramount film series will occur on Monday, February 4th, and will feature When Harry Met Sally. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and the movie begins at 7. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. I'm your host, Medina Sehi. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and go to our website, lyntv.org, to find out all the great things happening here at LCTV. Have a great day.